Okay, hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more, women on TV.tv, iTunes 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, and we're back. It's been, I took 4 days off because we were so swamped with stuff, and then we had a bunch of interviews come out, which is good. We reached 1 million views today on our YouTube channel, which is even better. Uh, couldn't have done it without Terry. She's got a lot of views there. But our special guest today, and I've been wanting this man on for a year and 2 months. He's got one of the best. Alexander, I'm going to have you introduce yourself. Talk about your brand, because I don't like chocolate, but I love what you created, and I could still taste it to this day. And I haven't had it since I met you. Talk about where we met and how you created this. It's a liqueur, right? Would you call it that?
Yeah,
Talk about
is. It's a liqueur.
I met you the day before, and then the next day you end up winning an award, and I never forgot that. I still have this picture for this. So we met at, what was the name of the organization that we met last? Was it last April?
Was it last April? Yeah, was it WSWA, if I'm not wrong? We do so many of those events. But number one, thanks for having me, Sebastian. My name is Alexander Diaz, and I'm the founder of Ginja9. Ginja9 is a Portuguese sour cherry liqueur. That's the company. It's called Earth Delicacies. So Earth Delicacies tries to bring several different products, particularly from Portugal, products that are health conscious. All our products are dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, sustainable, things that really cater to the new consumer and what we're looking in nowadays for healthy products. Ginja9 is one of them. Ginja9 was the first product we brought to the US market. And the reason for that is I'm a huge fan of the product. I lived in Portugal for almost 30 years. I have dual citizenship. I'm American and Portuguese, born in Massachusetts, and moved 10 years ago to the US, to Los Angeles, where I live right now and where the company is based. So Ginja is, like I mentioned, the Portuguese word for sour cherry. And it's been a tradition in Portugal for many centuries. Since the 17th century, people have been drinking Ginja. And the reason for that is because sour cherries are known to help you with your digestive process. In Portugal, we are meat lovers. We love meat. We eat a lot of meat. Our meals are very heavy. And Ginja was introduced to them by the Romans. The Romans, when they were conquering the world, especially Europe, they would also have a heavy diet. And with that would come a lot of diseases, and they would die out of it. When they were in Asia, they were introduced to this amazing fruit called Ginja. The word Ginja is actually from the Asian language. Even for us Portuguese, it's a little bit awkward to say Ginja, but we kept the name. So when they got to Portugal, like the other countries, they planted a lot of Ginja trees. And at the first harvest, they were delightful that the fruit was sweeter than normal. Ginja, like meaning sour cherry, is a very bitter fruit. When you eat it by itself and raw, it doesn't taste good at all. So the Romans were very happy because it was a little bit sweeter and more appealing to eat. In fact, when we kicked the Romans out of the country, all that region was habitated by monks, Portuguese monks. They didn't like the fruit at all, even if it was sweeter. And the fact to be sweeter is because that region, there's a microclimate because it sits between the mountains and the ocean. So when the fruit grows, it grows in a sweeter way. In that area is actually certified as by the European Union and one of the best areas in the country to grow Ginja. So our producer is certified to using only gingers from that area, which is a great thing and very authentic. So going back to the Roman story, the monks back then, they were making wine, beer, and they tried to utilize the amount of fruit they had. They had a huge abundance of the fruit. They weren't eating it. So they started infusing it in alcohol so they could take advantage of the properties of the fruit and have fun at the same time drinking alcohol. So that tradition went to generation and generation until our days. People actually make Ginja a lot of Portuguese people, especially in the northern and interior of the country, they make their own ginja. Around 10 years ago, the region where the ginger was created is called Óbidos, and they have like a little village surrounded by castle walls. It's a beautiful area. The castle right now is actually an hotel, a 5-star hotel, with millions of tourists a year. Now there's no tourism, unfortunately, because what the world is dealing now with this situation, the pandemic. But they also have one of the biggest chocolate festivals in Europe. And someone decided to pair ginger with a chocolate cup, a very basic chocolate cup, nothing like we have right now. They're almost like a teacup with a handle. It's perfect. And it was a
that's
hit.
right.
That's
That's why,
yeah.
Because you gave me that, Terry. I was thinking about you when he gave me this, because she's in the world of fitness, and I was specifically thinking about the girls who were in fitness because they would have loved this. That's why. I just remember that.
Yeah, so the pairing of the chocolate and the ginger?
And the ginger, yeah. So it's ginger, Ginja. Think about ninja.
Yeah, ginger is really a really good antioxidant. I mean, I eat ginger all the time because what you're saying about meat,
no.
I mean,
Sorry, it's not ginger. You're talking about ginger. I'm talking about ginger.
Okay.
Okay, ginger is a sour cherry.
Oh, it's a cherry. Okay.
It's a cherry. Okay.
Okay.
Give me a second. So it almost looks. So this is the product I'm talking about. Okay. So this is Ginja9. It's a sour cherry liqueur. As you can see, the color, it almost looks like wine. And you get this color. We have no added colors or preservatives. This is 100% natural and no added flavors. For you to obtain this on an infusion, you need to infuse it for a long time. So we still use the same process as the Portuguese monks. We do a 12-month infusion process from the fruit and the alcohol. Okay, and the alcohol is still from rice and grains. Like I said, it's 100% natural, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO. And then this is by itself is great. Just have it chilled on the rocks after a meal. It really comforts you, especially if you have a heavy meal.
Yeah.
Another of the properties of Ginja9, and the 9, by the way, numerology represents peace and love. That's why we have the heart in our logo. You can really pair with most of the hard liquors. So we have a vast list of different cocktails on our website. You can do Moscow Mules, cherry mimosas, mojitos, Manhattans. We actually got an award, like Brian was saying, for the Manhattan, and by the product itself, a WSWA. And you can also have it over vanilla ice cream. That it's my wife's favorite. That one is delicious too. So there's a lot of different ways to indulge it, and it became really popular in Portugal with a chocolate cup. The cups, I wish. Let me just give me a second. Let me show you the cup. What are we talking about?
Okay, it's candy, right?
It's a cup made of chocolate. So you shoot it, and then you eat the cup. So you don't need to do the dishes after.
So Terry, when I had it, literally thinking of you, I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna love this. And so he gave it to me in a little cup, and then the next day he ends up winning an award. And I was like, wow, I never forgot that. I could still taste it myself.
Here's our cup. Okay, as you can see, there's a little handle here. Okay, so the cups, this is 72% of dark Belgium chocolate, made with soy milk. So it's dairy-free, gluten-free. If you cannot eat regular chocolate, you can eat this, which is amazing. And very low calories. A cup like this only has 35 calories.
That's nothing.
So you just put the ginger, you take a shot, or you just sip on it, and then you just eat the cup. So this is how it became really popular, especially because of tourism. Portugal has around 10 to 15 million tourists a year. And for the past 4 years has been nominated one of the best destinations in the world to visit. So people wait in line just to have a shot at this, cheer, put their videos on Instagram. It's super Instagrammable. And that's why I say it's really a passion for me to be able to bring it, to introduce it to the US market.
Yeah, dark chocolate is one of those things that I like to indulge in every once in a while when my sweet tooth kind of goes crazy. So, and it is very healthy for you. So,
It's considered one of the 7 superfoods in the world.
Yes. And it actually, dark chocolate, you don't have to have a lot of it to kind of get rid of your sweet tooth. So that's why I really kind of go to that when I'm kind of craving something, sweet.
So yeah, that's a background of Ginja9, the story, how it started. I created the brand in Portugal as a different name, but we use the same producer. That's probably the best producer in Portugal when it comes to the production of Ginja. There's a few of them out there. We've been in business now since the beginning of 2017. This year, the beginning of the year was amazing, and then we had almost a knockout from the economy and all this pandemic. We needed to reinvent ourselves with all the bars and restaurants being closed. It really, and already being able to do tastings in the stores. One of the best ways to promote the product is really to be in front of the customer and have it tasted. And without being able to do that, what we're doing now is we're really dedicated to the e-commerce, creating a very aggressive marketing campaign on social media and email marketing. We partner with a few companies, and that's how we've been really getting a lot of traction right now towards our social media and website, putting the name really out there.
What is your favorite way to drink it?
The award behind your shoulder, your right shoulder, that you won, that I saw you?
Yeah, it is.
Can you show that to us?
Yeah, good eyes.
Hey.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best way, or what's your favorite way to drink the drink? Just the straight with the chocolate, or with the
my favorite way is straight with a few ice cubes.
On the rocks.
My favorite way. It really, especially after a long day, before dinner or after dinner, just you can have the bottle in the fridge. You can even put it in the freezer. If it's more than half full, it won't freeze. If it is low, it will freeze. But it's super refreshing, very smooth. We got also an award at the Ultimate Challenge Spirit in New York, a very prestigious competition. We got 92 points there. And the biggest takeaway from it was what the judges said about the product. It's tasting, it's the fruit in a liquid form, ripe sour cherries. I think that is the best compliment that you can have, especially in a liqueur that people are used to, those syrupy liqueurs. They taste like medicine. This has nothing to do with that.
You definitely don't have that.
Really
no.
Fine. No.
I mean, Terry,
because of the process.
With that cup, I can still kind of taste it. That's unusual. And like I said, for me, I'm not a chocolate fan. So, but when I tried that, like, wow.
Yeah, it's a very unique flavor. And another really, if you're a fan of mimosas, this is my wife's favorite.
I am.
Is a cherry mimosa. Is our cherry mimosa. It is or with champagne or with prosecco. If you like more of the sweet side, do it with prosecco. On the bitter side, with brut champagne. It's delicious.
Yeah, and then you could just drop some blueberries or raspberries in there, because I always make my
there you go. That's exactly
berries.
it. We put some blueberries, blackberries, a few strawberries in it. Yeah, it's really good.
And I was thinking the same thing with a dessert. You're saying over ice cream with berries, because that's kind of my go-to too for dessert. I mean, I'm a big berry fan because of the antioxidants in berries, but I definitely want to try that over ice cream. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, you did a lot of this by yourself. I mean, you were at the show and I saw it was like the beer wholesaler distributors one in Las Vegas. That one, we won that award. talk about, after that, I think you started to bring it to Texas, right? You got into Texas and it did really well for you, if I remember what you said correctly.
Yeah, so we got into the Texas market, into the big chains like Total Wine and Specs and Goody Goody. Those are the biggest chains for alcohol in Texas. And we were very fortunate to, we were with a very craft and small distributor in Texas. And they were acquired by one of the biggest distributors in the country. They're the number 2 when it comes to beer. They're called Benny Keith Beverages. And in Texas, they're probably one of the biggest distributors. So that was fantastic because we got really an awesome asset to distribute Ginja9 all over the state of Texas. And in that state, we can also be very aggressive with our tasting campaigns. For example, in California, where I am, it is really hard to do tastings when it comes to spirits. You can only have one taster at a time. Most of the stores don't have a license to do tastings. And in Texas, it's different. The stores are huge with a lot of foot traffic, and we do extremely well. Our ROI in tastings is around 80 to 85%. So when people taste this, they usually buy a bottle because it's really unique, the profile of the flavor.
Are we able to do tastings now? I mean, I'm in California too, so I was just wondering.
No tastings in California.
Yeah, I didn't
even
think so.
even the food tastings right now, most of the stores don't have them. Costco just started to have food tastings again. I don't know if they stopped after what happened last week by shutting down a lot of bars and the inside dining. I don't know if Costco still has them or not, but it's a tough time, especially for us in Texas, because to create brand awareness without the tastings is very challenging. So what we're trying to do now is through social media and advertising on the internet is on the stores that we do a 10-mile radius or 2-mile radius, and we advertise to let the customer know that it's available at their local store.
That's good. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get the tasting back up again. I know I'm in Redondo Beach, and in the Riviera. Yeah, well, the Riviera here, they have all the restaurants are outside now, or they've actually blocked up part of the street so that the restaurants can bring in more business, which is a really smart idea. Yeah. So, and I think we're going to see more and more of the outside dining. So that's probably going to help with everybody.
Yeah, I was in a client yesterday, and he just created an outdoor seating with a deck and a wood structure around the tables. And the county is actually very flexible right now in allowing restaurants to be creative and to legalize outdoor spacing, because that's really the only way they can survive.
Yeah, it's kind of like being in Europe. They've, with the tables on the street. Yeah. I mean, Redondo Beach did a really good job with that. I was really impressed with my little city here. So
yeah, that's what I thought right away when I started seeing that in the streets of LA. I thought about that, which is fantastic. I don't know why we don't have more of it, because we have so much sun and the days are so nice and sunny. We should have more outdoor seating like in Europe.
Well, that's what we're building for the Dreamweaver Artist Ranch. It's the Mediterranean type setting. It's built on the European the way it is. It's more outside. So that's what I was always reaching out to. And then, so Terry was one of the 2 other girls, was her and Jennifer Henry, and then one other on the fitness side when we had Provincial Vodka. So when we brought Provincial Vodka down, the 2 shows, Terry, when we did in Franklin, Tennessee, are 1.7 million views and counting still. So Alex, out of Tennessee, we're 3.6 million views still and climbing. So I think in 2 or 3 days, we'll be at 3.7 out of that. So what we did with Provincial, I want to do with you, because I do the same thing, especially where Terry's located, especially where what we're doing, what we did on our shows. This would be a different way for you to market stuff that will work to your advantage. Because if I could do it with Provincial and they ended up winning 35 awards, the same thing, because you already got it into Texas on your own. And I was impressed by what you did. I knew that wasn't easy. It couldn't have been easy to do.
Yeah, it was it's not that alcohol distribution in the country, it's not easy. There's a lot of regulations, and to get a distributor, it's tough because the market is really oversaturated with all millions of brands. I think the average number for new alcohol license for brands, it was around 3,000 per day with the tax trade bureau with TTB. So, which is insane. California for sure is oversaturated the market with all these new distilleries and new craft brands. It's a tough business. You need to have a lot of passion and dedication, and be willing to deal with a lot of no's. That's for sure.
Yeah, but along with passion, you get the reward. So,
well, I'm definitely going to help you with all the stuff that we do, because how we set it up, and then I'll resend you a show eventually, later today, is that we already figured out how to do it. We could do it in Tennessee where they had really strict stuff, and how we shoot our stuff, it's easy, especially when we have you come on and introduce you to everybody else. It'll just work in your favor, which is good. And the other thing about that is because the girls will like it. Because if I'm not a chocolate fan and I like that and they like chocolate, even if you don't like chocolate, you're going to like it, which I think is unusual. Isn't that correct?
Well, depend the way you want to indulge a product. You don't need the chocolate. You can have it straight, or you can have it in a cocktail. But if you're a chocolate fan, of course, it's a plus to have it in an edible cup. And it's a very unique form of indulging a spirit that people are not used to it. One of our biggest struggles during tastings is people, if we're not fast enough to letting them know that the cup is edible, they take the shot and they just throw away the cup.
Oh, wow.
They don't realize it's edible. So, and when you just tell them, that's the aha moment for them. What? I can eat this? This is edible? No, you're joking. Are you for real? And it's amazing to see the expression in their faces when they realize they can. And then when they taste it and it is really good, the cup, they're like, oh, this is really great quality chocolate.
See, and Terry, that's how he got me. Because I told him I'm not a chocolate fan, but I go, there's something about this that I know I'm going to like. So he put it in the cup and he goes, oh, by the way, you can eat it too. It's edible. I said, really? I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, but I don't really like chocolate. He said this, trust me, you're going to love this. And he was right. And I never forgot that. He's the only person that said that I would like chocolate that happened that way. So I go, if I like this, and I'm like, wow. And so she was one of the co-hosts I was telling you about who are going to love it, especially coming on the fitness side of stuff where everything's got to be gluten-free and healthy and stuff like that, which is what I'm always looking for.
Yeah, the quality ingredients. Which event did you guys find each other?
It was in Las Vegas.
Okay.
At the convention for distributors and wholesalers for the United States. This year they skipped it because of COVID-19. They have it 1 year in Vegas and 1 year in Orlando. So we met each other at the one in
Vegas.
In Las Vegas. That's usually the one that I go because Miami is a little further for us. And to ship everything there in alcohol, it's a little bit complicated. But the year after I met Sebastian, it was in Orlando, and I wish I was there because we were really lucky. When we would get in to the convention, at the check-in, at all the boxes that they have, the stations for you to register your company and your name if you're a visitor, there was this huge billboard with a bartender making a Manhattan with a bottle of Ginja9 right in front of everyone to see. And people send me pictures and everything. Man, your brand is here. Thank you for letting me, because I'm not there. So I gotta see it. Yeah, so I wish they were letting me know they were gonna have a billboard with my brand there. I would have gone there and have a booth. But it's great. It's little things like this that really are rewarding for all your hard work when you see them out there, and really fulfills you with energy and even more desire to go out there and spread the word about your product.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to taste it. It's like now I'm wanting it. Because
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
a big
We're
fan
so
of
close
cherries and a
by.
big fan of
I'll
chocolate.
ship you a sample so
Okay.
you can indulge it, or we can even meet at a bar there. We
Yes.
have 2 stores there. And,
Where are you located in California?
I'm right next to USC, next to
Okay, so
downtown.
you're not far at all. Yeah.
No. I go several times to Redondo Beach, you said?
Yeah, I'm in Redondo Beach. Yeah.
Yeah. I go there quite often. There's a restaurant by the beach that I love to go there and get seafood.
There's a ton of great restaurants in this area. That's spoiled with that. So yeah, you need to get that. You need to get it in the restaurants around here.
The world needs to get to what it used to be.
Yes.
So here's
everybody's missing it.
where Alex, where we don't have to worry about it because we've always shot small, and it doesn't matter if we're in Vegas or Los Angeles or Tennessee or even in Atlanta, or even what I have set up in Miami now. Our studios, the 3 studios that I have, Georgia, Miami now. I'm still working on the one in Vegas, and as of yesterday, I got one, Terry, in Los Angeles with my friend Mark Branson, right in Hollywood. So we shoot small, and we only have to have 4 people plus our camera, so it's easy. So no matter where we are, I can always have you come where we may be, whether we do it in Redondo and Terry's area, or we do it in Los Angeles, doesn't matter because you're there. Even when we do it in Las Vegas, I already got something that's being set up. So we're getting ready to do, hopefully this will work. I think it's going to work regardless, where we have our road trip at the end of October, beginning of November, right before the election, where we go to Tennessee. So one way or another, we want to be able to showcase it like I did with Provincial, because I already know how to do it now, and help showcase your brand to a wider audience.
Sounds good. We actually in Tennessee, we're not doing anything at the moment, but we already have a signed contract with the biggest distributor in Tennessee that it's called Lipman Brothers.
Yeah.
So the toughest part is then, now it's just to ship product there and have them distributed in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, we have, because we have the 3.6 million out of there. I would love to go back to one time before the end of the year, and then like 5 of the girls, actually 6 of the girls want to go. So it's one of those things where, that way we would do it, because like I said, we don't need permission when we're in our studio. We just don't, because we shoot private, which is an advantage. So even downtown LA, I've got it set up in the Capitol Grill. It's not open yet, but I want to do one of the events there because I used to do it in the one in Beverly Hills. So they've already given me permission. I just have to see when it's going to open. It's so big enough that I can do it my small little thing, and I can have like 50 people if I wanted to. I got to test everybody now, but it's fine, So I still got it set up, and it's like 2 blocks away from the convention center.
Where are you located, Sebastian?
I split my time between Vegas and Los Angeles right now. We're getting to build up our Dreamweaver Artist Ranch in California. That's going to be the whole thing, like you talked about the scenario, how we have our technology when we do small little gatherings. It's on 36 acres, but it's really 320 acres, but we're only using 36. So we're building the tiny houses. Now they're townhouses, but they're already built for social distancing. A lot more stuff is outside, like what you were talking about. So we already changed the specs of everything. So we're immune to anything, if that makes sense. We're in the right place, right location, high enough up. We don't have to worry about a virus. We don't have to worry about a tsunami, smog, pollution, or any of that stuff. We're in the right place. We have this. So when I met you, that's what that was my whole reason why the girls would love this. This works perfectly. It's Portugal. You can't beat that. And I already had it built into my mind. So a lot of times it just takes a year later for a lot of people. But the products that Terry will tell you that we found, we had great stuff. We had the hand sanitizer 4 years ago. We had the restroom kits 4 years ago. Now they're first responders. So something like what you created, and being naturally Portugal with that brilliant taste, especially the story, which is what I wanted to hear, people will love that. And they will come from all around the world in their own way, how we built everything up to try that. That's what makes it special even more. And the fact that you're going to have it in Tennessee, we're already a staple in Tennessee. It doesn't matter where we go anywhere now.
That's good to hear. And I have other products that we are launching, and then I can send you the links for it. and everything is based on the trends in Europe. So one product that I created, it's called Botanical Dash. You can go to botanicaldash.com. So Europe, gin is very popular. It's a big thing, gin, and people are really creative and I want to say picky. It's not the right word to say picky, but they like to have the gin at their own flavor. So they have these botanicals that you could add to your gin tonic, like cardamom, hibiscus, star anise, allspice, for example, and you create your own profile, your own tasting profile. So I saw that around 2 years ago, and I'm a huge fan of gin as well. And I thought that was fascinating how you can really cater and change the flavor to your own personal taste. And it's really fun. You put the dashes, the botanical dashes in there, and you mix them. You wait a little bit so the profile of the flavor can get infused with alcohol, and the appearance is beautiful. It's gorgeous. So I created a little tin cans where we have the botanicals in, and you can buy them and make your own gin tonics. You can make your own cocktails. We have several recipes on the website where it shows you how to utilize the botanicals. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. Another thing is, last week we just got the first shipment from a product called Carob. Carob is a very popular seed in Portugal. And out of that seed, if you smash the seed, you get a powder similar to cocoa, to chocolate. The biggest difference is as all amazing properties that the chocolate doesn't have, especially the regular chocolate, not talking about the dark chocolate. So they make this spread. Let me see if I have a sample. This is a little one. I have a bigger one there. So it comes like, this is just a sample. It's a smaller package. So it's a spread similar to chocolate, but it has a lot more fiber. The sugar is natural. It's vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free as well, like our chocolate cups. So even if you cannot eat chocolate, you can eat this.
Is that almonds?
Yes, it's carob. Yeah, this one is carob and almond.
Yum.
Delicious on to spread on a toast, bread. My favorite way is on a croissant to spread it, like you warm it a little bit. It's really amazing.
Well, I'll tell you one thing though, as fitness people live on nut butters. So I'm constantly drinking my protein shakes with almond butter. So that would probably be amazing to try in one of my shakes.
Yeah, I'll send you this and I'll send you the Ginja9 for you to try it.
Yeah, because I'm a big fan of nut butters, as Brian knows.
Exactly. We got a second. So Alex, give your website and talk about those 3 products again.
So the first one, like, it's our main product, Ginja9. You can go to ginja9.com, GINJA, the number 9.com, and see all the different ways you can indulge the product, see the story behind it. And if you want to order, you can also order it online. We have a special 3-bottle deal with no shipping. The shipping is free. Then we have the Botanical Dash, that you can see all the different botanicals. We have 6 different botanicals there. And we have a gift box. You can pick 6 botanicals and send it to your friends for as a gift. If they're cocktail fans, if they like craft cocktails or aroma enthusiasts, it's a really good gift for them, or just to treat yourself like I do with specialty cocktails. And then the last one, you can go to Earth Delicacies. That's the name of our company, earthdelicacies.com, and you can see also all the features and products and all the benefits of carob. It's becoming a huge trend in Europe, carob, as an alternative to chocolate. On a fun fact, most of the treats for dogs right now are made of carob because chocolate, it's poison to dogs. I have 2 dogs, and sometimes I need to be very careful so they don't eat my regular chocolate cups. But you can give them carob. It's delicious for them, and no harm to the animals.
Good to know that. All right, Terry, give me your website real quick.
TerryMarieOfficial.com. Yeah. TerryMarieOfficial.com, and then Terry Marie Nonstop on all my other platforms.
And Alex, your website one more time because you froze.
Oh, so the last website for carob is earthdelicacies.com. Okay.
All right.
And you can find all the properties and all the benefits of carob.
Good to know that. Hey, I'm glad you created those things. Definitely the audience should reach out to this because it's a really, really great product. And I didn't even know about the other 2. I'm hip on those 2, which is great. So for that, for Movie Reviews and More, womenontv.tv, this is Brian Sebastian for Alex. Go on his website, check that out, please. And for Terry Marie, we will see you next week. And if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it.